guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be sharing with you guys my quick everyday makeup routine. This is really lightweight and it's just really suitable like for hot and humid days. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and sculpt the bottom part of my brows. I like to do this with my Tarte Shape Tape Concealer. I'm using the shade Deep and the shade Tan. I put the tan at the ends of my brow and I put the deep at the beginning part of my brow so that it gives me like a very nice gradient, and I have a highlight going on under my brow. Now, regardless of if I'm doing a very soft beat or a minimal beat, I still like my brows to look good. So yeah, I'm going ahead to buff the concealer into my skin. I'm using the Real Techniques Deluxe brush just to buff it out. I'm going ahead to apply my primer. I'm using the Fenty Beauty Pro Filter True Matte Primer. Now I do this on top of my skincare. I applied my entire skincare routine for that day, including sunscreen. So do not forget to apply your sunscreen before doing this makeup. It's really appropriate for daytime, for like if you're trying to go for a no makeup look, you can just try this look out. And it works so well if you have oily combination skin because it just makes your skin look really natural. It's very breathable. So I'm just blending the primer into my skin. This primer is really lightweight and I love it for my everyday makeup. I'm going ahead to apply my Fenty Beauty Skin Tint. I use the shade 19. I'm going ahead to spread it out and I'm going to buff it into my skin with my foundation brush from Morphe. I love the skin tints because it gives my skin a really nice uniform look and it gives me just a little bit of coverage. I love that it makes my skin look like skin without looking like I have like a lot of foundation on. On some days when I want to do a full coverage beat, I would go in with a full coverage foundation and still go in with, you know, the rest of the makeup that I'm going to be using today. But the skin tints just has like a really nice coverage to it. It's not a lot, it's just really minimal. Now this look was inspired by my sister. She has like a job in the military and she doesn't want to have a lot of makeup on when she's going for work. She just wants to have a little bit of makeup. So like I just, you know, developed this routine to see if it would work, and it's been working for me for so long. I love to wear it on days where I want to have something on but I don't want to look like I have a lot of makeup on. It's just really suitable and really lightweight. So I'm going ahead to blend the skin tint into my skin, and I'm going ahead to apply a concealer to cover up my dark under eyes. I'm using the same concealers I use, which is the Tarte Shape Tape Concealer in the shades Tan and Deep. And I'm just going to fan my face a little bit, just allow the foundation to, the concealer to sit. And I'm going ahead to blend it out with my sponge. Now, this is the only area that I apply concealer. If you want a little bit of coverage or you want the concealer to be closer to your skin tone, you can go ahead and use a concealer that is closer to your skin tone, but I wanted a little bit of a highlight. So yeah, I'm buffing it out with my sponge. The sponge has to be damp, meaning that you run it under a tap of water or under the tap, and then you squeeze out all the excess water, and then you proceed to squeeze it under in a towel or a paper towel just to take off any excess water to make sure it's soft and damp, and you know, yeah, so it just blends everything out very seamlessly. Now I'm using the remainder of the concealer on the sponge just to go over the areas on my face, and I'm making sure that everything is nice and seamless. So as you can see, it looks really natural looking in my opinion, by the way. So I'm going back in with the foundation brush just to blend in any harsh lines to make sure that it looks good. Now this is my favorite part. I love using a cream blush. This one is from LYS Beauty. I forgot the name of this blush, but I really love it. So I'm going ahead to apply that onto the apples of my cheeks. It just gives me a really nice tint, and I feel really good whenever I use it. It's just a really nice formula, and you know, it dries down matte. And yeah, so I'm going ahead to set wherever I applied concealer. You know, I'm using my Lauramercier translucent powder. I really love the Lauramercier translucent powder for this type of look because it's very lightweight and it doesn't give me like that super set airbrush look. It just gives me the right amount of setting and it doesn't look a lot. So I'm going ahead to apply, you know, the powder everywhere else just to make sure that everywhere else is nice and set. And I'm using the same sponge, by the way. For the rest of my face, I'm going in with a powder brush. I'm going to push the Sephora Micro Smooth powder into my skin, the rest of my face, just to make sure that I am setting the skin tint. Remember to set all creams and liquids if you have oily skin. If you have dry skin, the skin tint will sit on your skin really nicely and not move around. But if you're oily or if the weather is super hot, remember to use a powder just to set all creams and liquids on your face. I'm going ahead to apply a little bit of bronzer. I'm using my Fenty Beauty bronzer in the shade Coco Naughty. This is just to give my face a little bit of warmth, just give me the sun-kissed look. I do not apply a lot, by the way, just a little bit. I also go over my jawline just to, you know, give me a little bit of snatchery. I'm also going to go ahead and slightly contour my nose with that. I don't do too much with it, just a little bit. I'm going ahead to, you know, set and bake my face. I like to clean up the sides of my nose and I like to put a little bit of, you know, setting powder under my eyes. I'm using the same Lauramercier powder. Now you can skip this if you don't want to bake. Baking is not by force. I still believe in baking and it just makes my makeup stay a little bit longer. So while my makeup is baking, I'm gonna go ahead and fill in my brows with my Evita Joseph brow liner in the shade Rich Expresso. I'm going ahead to apply a little bit of the bronzer that I used onto my eyelids just to, you know, give me a little bit of color on my eyelids so that they don't look very flat. I'm using a brush from CVL Beauty just to blend that in seamlessly. Now you can skip this step if you want to be applying false lashes, but I don't apply false lashes every day. So I'm going ahead to use a dark brown eyeliner onto my lash line just to make my eyelashes appear a little bit thicker. You can also use a black liner if you want to, but I feel like using a dark brown just gives it a softer look and doesn't make it so obvious that, you know, you've lined your eyes. I also like to, you know, tightline my eyes with the same dark brown eyeliner. I'm going ahead to apply a little bit of a dark brown eyeshadow just to, you know, set the pencil that we applied there. Also, you need to be very careful. Do not use a lot of this. Remember, we are trying to go for minimal, so doing a lot can just make it look really obvious. I'm also going ahead to smoke out my lower lash line with my bronzer. I'm going ahead to blend in the powder that I used to bake into my skin with the powder brush that I used earlier, just to make everything look seamless and nice. Yes, so I go in with 2 layers of blush. If you are not a blush girl like me, feel free to just use 1 blush, but I'm going ahead to apply my Milani Cosmetics big blush in the shade Red Vino. I'm putting that on top of my blush that I applied earlier. I'm going ahead to set my face with the Decay Alnighter Setting Spray, just to keep everything locked in. I'm going ahead to apply a mascara from Huda Beauty. This is the Legit Lashes. This is going to make my lashes look as full as possible. If you have a lot of lashes, or if you are going to be applying false lashes, you can feel free to, skip this step as well. For my lips, I do a good old brown liner and gloss. So I'm going in with the Charlotte Tilbury Lip Cheat in the shade Foxy Brown. I'm also going to top it off with the dark brown lip liner, or the dark brown liner that I used earlier, just to make my lips a little bit more pouty. I'm going ahead to apply a little bit of highlighter into my inner corners and the areas that I usually apply them at. I know that my face is gonna get a little bit glowy as the day goes by. I'm just trying to intensify that glow so my skin looks glowy throughout. So I'm applying a little bit of highlighter. I use the MAC Cosmetics Mineralized Skin Finish in the shade Gold Deposit, and I'm going over my brows with some brow gel. I use the Got To Be gel just to make my brow hairs look fluffy, and I'm going on with my Fenty Beauty Gloss Bomb in the shade Sweet Mouth, just to make my lips look glossy. So yeah, this is the look. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you haven't. Like this video if you enjoyed it. I'll see you guys in my next one. Take care, guys. Bye.